Hey there, Ryan Reynolds here. It's a new year, and you know what that means. No, not the diet. Resolutions. A way for us all to try and do a little bit better than we did last year. And my resolution, unlike big wireless, is to not be a raging and raise the price of wireless on you every chance I get. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
Did you taste the wine?
He's a little drunk now.
Okay, we're recording.
Do we sound pretty good now?
Yeah,
Do I sound all right?
Yeah, you sound all right.
I sound good.
You have like a podcast voice, I think, that you put on.
I have a bug.
Don't do that. Hello.
Hola.
It's been a long time since you've done this, huh?
I think it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. This is getting published tonight, Monday.
The
Right.
25th.
Yes, right now after we finish this. So, hi everyone, Mark's here.
Hi, everyone.
We're sitting at my kitchen table and making dinner and podcasting all at the same time.
It's a cookcast.
Oh, I like it. We're making dinner from, Mark's making dinner from Roma, which I've talked about before and recommended you guys if you want Italian, like the best, if you live in Tucson and want the best Italian anything related to food. Because it's like a grocery store, but they also have, you can go there for lunch and get sandwiches, and they have pre-made stuff. So we're making pre-made chicken cannelloni.
And sausage cannelloni.
And red sauce and bread and salad, but that's not from Roma.
Yeah. But they have like great tortellinis, raviolis, and cannelonis. They're like frozen. They're pre-made there and frozen, but they're still
they make
great.
them fresh. So my mom worked there, and she made a lot of that stuff. You know, it's just like they make batches and batches and batches of it. What's the ravioli they like that's so flavorful? The chicken one?
The chicken pesto.
Chicken pesto. Oh, it's so
They're
good.
all good. The spinach, ricotta, they're all so good.
Yeah, they're like so much more flavorful than like what's a grocery store brand? Bootoni. Isn't that one?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the garbage can. They're like fresh made.
Yeah, they're so good.
And what's nice too is the raviolis are like the size of a small pancake.
Raviolis. Yeah, they're really big.
Raviolis.
Thank you for listening to our ad for Roma Imports in South Tucson.
We're not sponsored by them.
We're not.
We just
I wish we were. So we're going to do, since it is the week of Thanksgiving, probably one of my least favorite holidays. And if we got into the history of it, it's a very stupid holiday. I don't like it.
Let's ease up.
Okay. So I have two little games that I actually put together because we did a Thanksgiving episode on Jim's podcast, and like I was on it. Oh, that comes out this week. Mike's on it, Jim and Joe, and so I put together all these Thanksgiving things. We didn't get to all of them because we all talked a lot, and so we're gonna do a few of them here on this podcast with Mark after I say a few things.
A few words from our sponsors?
No, just a few words from my brain.
And here we go.
Yeah. Well, it's late. It's almost 9:00, and that's because...
Is that Mountain Eastern time? Or?
That's Mountain time.
Oh,
Because we had a lot of hair things today. Mark went and got a haircut.
Yes, I did.
And I've been trying to put highlights in my hair for 2 weeks now, and I think I finally hit the point where it's not working, and I look like
there was one successful hair situation that happened in the past week. That was me. I had a professional do it.
Oh, wow. He's not wrong. I don't think it looks terrible. It's just my hair is naturally very, very dark brown, and I've been trying to put like blondish, lighter highlights in it. I've seen a lot of pictures of it that it looks good, but it has really just come out pretty like copper and like a good mix of different oranges. I look a lot like Henry, but not as pretty.
You should have done it. Oh, baby, you're gorgeous. But also, you should have done it for Halloween because then you would have just like fit right in with the orange business, you know?
It is not like that. I will take a picture because then tomorrow I'm going to just put brown hair dye in it again, back to my boring normal color because I don't want to go like Chucky to Thanksgiving. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. And we went on a night walk with the dogs. Oh, you're on vacation.
Oh, yeah. I'm on vacation for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So exciting.
Loving it.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of just day one.
I've already been on a camping trip, returned, and did all kinds of shopping and all kinds of shit in one day.
Yep. You got a haircut. You went to the ranch with Michael, you and Fred and Angelo, Fred's son. And you got a haircut and you went to Roma. This is the most fascinating podcast for people listening.
I got pho too.
Oh, I thought you got menudo.
We were thinking about it, but then the pho place was open. We're like, let's go get pho. You know, it's just
soup in general. That's your and Michael's.
Well, I mean,
date.
it's really the same kind of soup though. It's like the poor man's soup. It's just the Asian version of that soup.
There's no guts in pho though.
No, it's beef.
Yeah. So,
well, you can get it with tripe in it. Ugh. It's just not. It's not the same.
It's really weird that a band named themselves Menudo because it's kind of a disgusting soup. It's guts.
I
right?
mean, if you don't love it,
right?
it's
I know
disgusting.
you love it, and so
a
guys,
lot of people
I don't
love
know
it.
if we've talked about that before, and we're not going to because it's not that interesting. But
Let's talk about Menudo. I'd love to talk about it.
No, I wasn't talking about Menudo. I was saying that your and Michael's like ongoing lifelong date is always a soup date. Like
Yeah.
You either go for
Sunday mornings, we go get our beer. We used to get it from Anita at Rigo's. She was the most wonderful Mexican woman I've ever met my entire life. Mm-hmm. And we go in there. She's all, "You guys want your beers?" We're all, "Yes."
You can't do that.
I can say an accent. I can do it. Anyways, and you know what's great about it too? She used to make these. We call them soakers, and she would soliditos. You know, we were always in there, so she'd have them ready. She would use like really nice tequila and soak the soliditos in tequila, and it's just like a little salty alcoholic bite. You know?
Wow, that sounds.
It was amazing. It was great. We'd go in there, we'd
Gross.
talk to her, we'd have our bohemias and our little soakers.
You guys are so.
Pick up our menudo and just make a day out of it, you know?
Yes, I do know actually, and you're so different than like. You're very an interesting pair. I like it. I think it's cute that you have your like little routine that you kind of never stray from. Maybe sometimes you get pho instead of menudo, and then 90% of the time your like little sweet soup breakfast date turns into an all day
drinking
and like exploring town and just you guys like until Michael falls asleep. But anyways,
it's super fun, you know?
I know you guys are very cute. So, one more thing, and then we're gonna play a few games and get on with it.
For the listeners who can't see her, a light just went off above her head.
So I put this on Patreon, and I haven't put it anywhere else yet. I guess I'm scared to say it because then it's like I'm committing, you know. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna say, should I just commit? Well, I can always uncommit, I guess. So on Patreon, I talked about that, you know, Jenna and I talked about a long time ago about going out and having drinks in Tucson. And then anybody who lives in Tucson and listens, if they wanted to come and get a drink, like we were calling it like a Death by Southwest cocktails hour. But aside from the fact that the podcast is Death by Southwest, it wouldn't have anything to do with that. Like we don't have to talk about true crime or the podcast at all. But Jenna decided like she didn't want to do that. She wasn't totally comfortable doing that yet. And so I talked about doing it with Mark, and it seemed like a couple of people were interested in it. So I think we're going to go have a drink somewhere Friday night, perhaps the night after Thanksgiving.
I thought it was going to be next Friday night. I don't know.
Okay, well, okay.
This is kind of that's like Black Friday. No one's going to be there.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. The following Friday then, huh? Okay. Well, I guess you guys can hear this and weigh in. it's first of all, it's not just a Patreon thing. I just am on there more blabbering about nothing than I am in the actual podcast feed. So I mentioned it on there. I guess I'll let you know on Instagram, or I'll post something here in the podcast feed if it's going to be this Friday, Black Friday, or the following Friday, and then where we're going to go. I'm just going to say, like, we're going here, and we're going to be there at 6 for an hour. And if you want to
cocktail happy hour.
Yeah, if you want to come have a drink with us, awesome. And if not, then we'll just sit there and drink anyways.
That's right.
Right? Okay. Anything else that you want to talk? Oh, also, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I almost just had something, and I was like, oh no, denied.
I'm sorry. This will be really fast. I only mentioned this on Patreon that I was going over to Jenna's on Saturday. Was that Saturday? Yes.
It was Saturday.
And so several people on Patreon have written and said, like, how did it go? We want to know how it went. Hope it went well. I'm not going to talk about that in detail on here, but I will say it went well. It was really nice. So the future looks optimistic.
Yeah, you can say bright.
Bright. Yeah, exactly. And then everyone on Patreon, I'll do something. I'll do a morning walk and talk this week.
A morning walk and talk?
Yeah, that's what I do a couple days a week. When I'm walking the dogs, I just take video and I just talk about whatever's on my mind.
Well, that's what we do when we take a walk. It's just there's no video.
Right, I know, but I do it by myself so that it's not just audio, so that if they want to have something to look at, I don't film myself. I film like the dogs' butts and the mountains and stuff.
Do you think during our night walks when I go, they think you're just a crazy person? Because I don't really say much, and you're just talking the whole time. And
not true.
Her voice projects. I can say that. So it just sounds like some
that.
woman's just like walking down the road talking about random shit.
Well, I'm talking to you.
I know, but generally, like, I'm in the dark and like I'm not really responding that much.
Well, also,
in a softer voice.
Okay, don't make it sound like I'm so
All
chatty.
the crazy ladies got the two dogs out
Don't make
again.
it sound like I'm so chatty and
I'm
you're like a silent over there.
I don't talk that much.
Oh, please. Anyone who's met you who's listening is laughing out loud right now. You talk as much as I do, just not on the podcast. Well, okay, fine.
There you go.
Well, when I do the video in the morning walk and talk, when we walk by somebody, I say on the video, guys, I'm walking by somebody. Hold on. I put the phone down and I stop talking because I don't want to be like doing a video while I'm walking by.
I know, but that's
people.
like the person, like, that's that schizophrenic lady who's like saying, yeah, I'm seeing someone. I'm seeing someone.
No, I don't talk when I walk past people. Like when there's somebody there, I like.
You just become silent and awkward. You're
No,
all,
I say good morning. Shut up.
you're all
Whatever.
good morning.
Anyways, yes, several mornings a week I take and I just like talk. And one time I did a political one. I got political and I was like, ugh, I don't know if I should post this, but I did. I know I never do that ever.
Wagging butts and talks.
Yeah, that's right.
The
Okay,
dogs
sorry.
were super excited tonight to go for a night walk because they didn't get a morning walk.
That's right. They didn't because Henry woke me up several times throughout the night last night. And so I slept until like 7:30.
Jeez.
I know. It felt very late. So the drinks.
You're like European or something.
The drinks is what I wanted to say. And then I wanted to say, do you have anything that you want to say?
About drinks?
No.
I love them. End of story.
Just about anything in life. No? Maybe you can.
I mean, I had a great ranch trip. That was fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Went out with the boys.
That?
Yeah, went out with the boys. Like, dug a huge fire pit in the wash and had one of the hottest fires I've ever built in my life.
And you cooked your dinner on it?
No, we have a separate cook fire. We actually have a 3-fire system.
I did notice both of the fires in the picture you sent me and was wondering, why are you making so many fires?
Well, we actually...
There's only 4 of you.
I know, but you have the fire that you want to heat your body with, and it's the ambiance, which is like the massive raging fire that you can see from space.
Right.
And then you have a like 2-foot deep by like, it's like a Homer bucket deep, like a
fuck is a
5-gallon
Homer
bucket.
bucket?
Like
Oh,
a 5-gallon bucket. Like very deep with coals. You start right when you get to the camp spot. Mm-hmm. and then you have the
and that's where you
hottest
cook your
cook fire
food.
ever. And then when we dig out that fire, there's a pile of sand, and we call it the volcano fire. And that's what we cook the beans on, which are always known as, people call it cowboy beans when you have like ranch beans or something like that.
Sure.
Cowboy beans.
Okay.
We call them Mowboy beans
Why?
because it just came about to be that way.
Yeah, I don't even want to know.
Because
I can't even
it-
imagine
it-
how many like inside
because,
weird
like,
jokes you have out
15
there.
years ago, we were like going out there and we would just have like ranch style beans. And someone's like, throw some potatoes in there. And someone's like, oh, throw some old bacon in there or whatever. Anyways, we spice them up. We make them good. And they're called Mowboy beans because everybody wants to mow them. So you have the ambiance
You guys are
fire.
such idiots.
We have the cook fire. And then you have the volcano fire that's
For your beans.
just for the beans.
Wow. I bet you have a lot of weird ass traditions and jokes out there for sure.
Mowboy beans.
It's
Anyways, it was
cute.
a lot of fun. It was beautiful
It's
out there.
great.
Had a very hot fire. Slept under the stars. Perfect.
I love it. I love that that's your like
That's my go-to place.
that's your like unwinding place.
Exactly. We laughed our asses off.
It's good. I'm glad. I like it that you have such a good time there. And that it's like your little thing. It's sweet.
The ranch is a very special place for all of us.
I know. One day I'll have you back on. I feel like I can hear myself wheezing in the microphone, which is gross. I feel like Sorry, guys. I always cough on the podcast. I don't even cut it out anymore. I don't even edit that out. Sometimes I do, but
It is what it is.
now this conversation feels like a morning walk and talk because Patreon people know that this conversation feels like a little ADD, like jumping from thing to thing. But in the mornings when I'm talking and walking, my brain literally is like how
Squirrel?
Yes, yes. Except it's rabbit, and no, it's not squirrel.
Yo, is
It
that
really is.
javelina?
And then at least 3 times throughout every single morning walk and talk, I'm like, sorry guys, sorry, this is really all over the place. Or here we go again. It's just fucking like nonsensical stream of consciousness. But some of the people on Patreon listen to it.
I feel like
which
it's
I
like
love.
when you call me on the night walk when I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh my God, there's a car coming. I think that's a person. No, it's just a bush. Yo, is that a javelina? You all know that's just Henry.
Yeah, but that's at night. So I don't do that on the morning ones because
It's more visible.
it's more visible. Yes. Do you guys want to know where the saying "mind your P's and Q's" potentially comes from?
Oh yeah, we came up with that. Sorry.
No, we didn't come up
talked
with it. I looked it up. I wish I came up with it. But there's several different theories on mind your P's and Q's. So my mom's.
How many moms did you have? You know.
My mom used to say that to me all the time growing up. Mind your P's and Q's. Like whenever we would, I don't know, go to a friend's house or something.
My mom would always say, "Stop setting that on fire."
Yeah, that sounds about right. And for some reason, I said that to Mark, or we were talking about something, and I said that today. How did it come up?
I think you
I
said
think I was
like,
joking.
yeah, you're all mind your P's and Q's. And I was like, what is that? The origin of that? You know?
Yeah. Did you really say that?
Yeah. Well, something along those lines. And I was like, whoa, whatever.
Yeah, and then I looked it up, and one of them is that it comes from England, and it like barkeeps used to have to in the long ago days used to have to like say to the patrons,
Mind your pints and quarts.
no, they used to like keep track of how much they were drinking, how many pints, how many quarts they'd had, because if they were getting too rowdy, they'd have to ask them to leave. And so, yeah, mind your P's and Q's. Watch how much you're drinking. I feel like I didn't explain that so well, huh?
No, that's exactly right, but it doesn't really work with your mom. Like you're like going to kindergarten. So mind your P's and Q's. Oh, Mom, I've only had like a tall can. That's
true.
Yeah.
That's true, but that's how it originated, and it became what it is today, which is like mind your manners. So this is exactly what it says. In English pubs, bartenders, I said barkeeps. I don't even know where that came from. Bartenders would keep track of patrons' consumption of pints, P's, and quarts, Q's. To mind your P's and Q's may have been a reminder to settle your tab accurately or to drink responsibly. So that that's just a window into some of the conversations that Mark and I have while we're cooking dinner in the kitchen. What?
I stepped away from the mic. That's why we're not minding our P's and Q's.
That's right. That's right. Oh, you really had to get back on the mic to throw that in there, didn't you? You know, the it's long enough you could make your drink while still on mic.
I know, it's like magical. Can you get a Bluetooth one?
I know that would be better. Yeah, you can, but it's never going to sound as good as the wired one, you know?
That makes sense.
Mark's just like doing things. He's going and getting fresh ice, new seltzer, making a cocktail.
Do what you want when
I don't know how long we've been recording. 20 minutes. Okay. So we're going to do a couple of these. We're going to do a couple. I have a segment called Guess the Thanksgiving Dish. And then I have a segment called Stuffing or Bluffing. So
Love
clever. So just because we're just getting in the Thanksgiving spirit, even though I don't like Thanksgiving really. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? This is not a game. I'm just asking you.
My favorite Thanksgiving dish is probably the stuffing.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
I have to use my inhaler. Hold on.
Like, just like I always, when it's like coming out, like people, pull the stuffing out and they put it in a big bowl. I'm always like, I always told my dad, well, just the very end that's all burnt. I'm all, give me that.
But like savory stuffing, not sweet, right?
Yeah, I've had like cranberries and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
or
not into that
raisins
shit,
in your
but
stuffing. Ugh,
yeah.
I really don't like stuffing.
My brother's mother-in-law, she makes oyster dressing.
Oh, yeah, oyster stuffing. Not interested.
Which
I love oysters.
I've had it good, and I've had hers.
Oh, better hope
Sorry.
she's not listening. That's so funny because I am looking at the first question on stuffing or bluffing. And the description of the stuffing is a traditional coastal American stuffing made with bread cubes, celery, onions, herbs, and fresh oysters baked inside the turkey. Is it real or made up?
That's for real.
Yep, that's for real.
Pick us out a hard one,
Okay, these aren't really hard, because I feel like any of these could be real, because you could technically do any of this.
Well, that's why it's stuffing or bluffing.
Right. I guess that's true. I guess this is like some of the more regularly known ones. So this stuffing, can you hear me wheezing?
I heard a little wheeze.
I just used my inhaler too. A stuffing that combines curry powder, raisins, basmati rice, and almonds for a spicy, sweet flavor. And it is called curry and raisin stuffing. Is that real or false? Or
Bluffing.
That's real.
That makes sense.
Okay. See, now you're going to get the game after I give you this one.
Oh.
A sweet stuffing made with cornbread, chocolate chips, marshmallows, and a sprinkle of cinnamon sugar.
I mean, that's got to be bullshit, right?
Yeah, that's made up.
You know what's so funny is
Sorry.
it doesn't even seem made up to me,
I mean, I wouldn't put that in a turkey, but I would eat that by itself.
I know, but like candied yams?
Yes, I
Fucking
don't like that.
hate that.
Me too. I
fucking
understand
gross.
that yams or sweet potatoes are sweet, but they don't. They're sweet. You don't need.
Yeah, you don't need to put like marshmallows on top of the
See, but the
motherfuckers,
only way that I like sweet potatoes is with spicy stuff. So like covered in paprika and like chili pepper and then baked, or with my favorite is like sour cream with hot sauce mixed together.
Yeah, I can eat it either way.
like
A sweet potato, like
I like it with
it's
spicy stuff.
like sweet and savory, but like a sweet potato, it's that natural sweet. It's like
Yeah, you don't need the marshmallows. So sorry, I just
like
clicked
a
my
really
teeth
good
loud.
apple or something. It's like it's super sweet, or a grape. It's naturally sweet.
A hearty stuffing featuring roasted chestnuts, Italian sausage, onions, celery, and herbs mixed with bread cubes. It's called chestnut and sausage stuffing.
It's real. I hope it is. I want
Real.
some.
Really, with roast, I like all of it, but the roasted chestnuts, I don't know if I like that in there. I feel like almonds might be better.
I mean, when's the last time you had a roasted chestnut?
Maybe never.
Yeah,
Maybe never.
That's the real question, Yeah, they're in that steam bag. I've never had them either,
I've never had them.
Oh,
Maybe we should try them this year. Well, not on
Can you
Thanksgiving.
even get them here?
Yeah, you can get roasted chestnuts.
In
Chestnuts
Arizona?
roasting on we could just get chestnuts and we could roast them on the open fire.
I'm not going to throw them in the fireplace,
Can't you do that?
I want
though?
someone who's a professional to give them to me right, you know?
Fine. We'll find. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna make it my mission.
It's just like any dish, you know? You want it done right the first time because, like menudo, what we just talked about, it can be so disgusting. Like, it's literally the most disgusting thing you could ever have if it's done wrong.
I think it's the most disgusting thing I've ever had if it's done right. Although I do like the broth.
Think about exactly the broth is
The broth
delicious,
is
but
great.
that's all the flavors. And just think about this: the first time you were like a kid, your teeth came in, you're eating meat for the first time, and someone gave you like a rare piece of chicken, you'd be like, "I'm not touching it again."
Yeah, for sure. That's true. You get scarred by bad food sometimes.
True.
A stuffing made with sushi rice, nori strips, diced raw salmon, wasabi, and pickled ginger.
Bluffing.
Bluffing. Yep. A decadent stuffing combining macaroni and cheese with breadcrumbs and bacon bits, baked until golden.
I hope it's real.
It's not. It's made up. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because that's not stuffing. That's just mac and cheese.
It has bread cubes, right?
Bread. It just has bread crumbs.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just crusty mac and cheese. What the fuck?
A stuffing using wild rice, dried cranberries, pecans, and herbs, offering a nutty and sweet flavor profile.
I feel like that's real.
That's real. A Middle Eastern-inspired stuffing with couscous, dried apricots, pistachios, and mint. It's called apricot and couscous stuffing.
Bluffing.
Real.
Oh, shit.
It sounds... I don't like the apricots. Sounds kind of good, though.
It's an apricot.
Ooh. It is either.
I don't know.
A Scottish-inspired stuffing using sheep's heart, liver, and lungs, minced with onions, oatmeal, suet, and spices, and it's called haggis stuffing.
Yeah, obviously that's real.
That's
you ever
real.
had haggis?
Absolutely no.
When I was in Scotland, I ate it. It's fucking good.
Ugh.
You ever had blood pudding? It's essentially like if you like charred a steak, took all the char off of it, soaked it in leftover blood, and then cooked it
Ew.
into a cookie.
So
It's like something else, you know. I didn't give a shit. I was in Scotland. I'm like,
Gross.
what do you got? They're all, we got blood pudding. I'm gonna give it to me. Give me that haggis, you know.
No, I like that about you. And I like that because then if we go somewhere foreign, like, I mean, the only place we've been is Belize foreign, and the food wasn't like that, like off the wall. It wasn't like that weird or anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like kind of normal, but also remember, like the English, the Scottish, they're not really known for their cuisine.
Oh, I
you
know. I've been to England and I don't really remember the food, but I was a vegetarian and I remember there was like nothing for me to eat basically. But I like that because if we go somewhere like foreign again, I feel like people at restaurants and stuff love that. Like if you're willing to try their local food and stuff, and I don't have to because you will.
Remember we ate the stewed chicken in someone's like backyard?
Yeah, but you wanted to leave the backyard.
It was a little sketchy at first. You
It
know?
was super sketchy.
I feel like there was some
It was
drug deals going down and shit.
extremely
And I was like,
sketchy. There was definitely drug deals happening in the house. It was very weird. We were remember we talked to
remember
Norman.
I gave you the eyes. I'm all, let's get out of here. Let's just stay.
I said, let's stay. Let's like wait it out for 10 more minutes and see.
Wait till the Belizean DEA shows up.
I mean, well, we weren't doing anything wrong.
And, well, they don't know that.
Well,
Anyways, it turned out to be the best stewed chicken I've ever had.
that's right. See, you can help me be more adventurous with food, and I can help you be more adventurous with potentially
drug
unsafe
dealing
situations.
kitchen houses, you know? Oh, this looks like a good place to eat. And we can also get Coke here, you know?
Right, but it was a good place to eat.
The environment was
Questionable,
yeah.
for sure. For sure.
Mel was great, though. She made
Mel
good
was great. Yeah, Mel's kitchen. It was really just her house and her front porch, though. It was really good, though. Okay, we're going to move on to a different game and wrap this up.
Okay.
This is called Guess the Thanksgiving Dish. I feel like it's going to be super easy.
Well, I mean, did you line up some serious questions or?
Well, you have 3 clues. I'm going to give you one. I'm going to give you one clue, and if you see if you can guess it. If you can't,
Okay.
I'll give you another one.
Can I phone a friend?
No, we're going to start with a really easy one. A creamy dish that's crunchy on top. You can either know it or you can ask for another clue.
A creamy dish.
That's crunchy on top. These are Thanksgiving dishes.
Are they all the desserts?
It's
savory,
any
anything?
part of the meal. Every and any part of the meal. A creamy dish that's crunchy on top. If you get it wrong,
It's got to be
you
like
get-
a casserole.
Well, I'm going to need more than just casserole. There's 85 casseroles.
I don't know, green bean casserole.
Yes.
Psh, nailed it.
Wow.
Let's move on.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
Oh, she's searching deep for harder ones now.
Okay. A meat dish that's an adventure in layers.
Meat dish that's adventures
That's
in
an
layers.
adventure in layers. You can ask for another clue.
Yeah, I'd like another clue.
I feel like this gives it away. It involves 3 types of poultry.
A turducken?
Yes. Yes. The rest of these are probably too easy, but we'll do them. A tangy accompaniment to the main course.
Oh, you're talking about cranberry sauce?
Yeah, cranberry relish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. It's like, people
Ugh.
make like the traditional shit. Like,
You're
I'm out of the can guy,
Yeah. It's really funny is that I think my mom was too. I want to say for some reason that Merle like hated Thanksgiving. She really wasn't into it. We almost never celebrated it when we were little because we went out of town instead and skipped the whole holiday, which I like that plan. But when we did have it a couple times, I feel like she really liked the canned cranberry, which is super. I mean, you met my mom, or you had
it's
met
not
my
like
mom.
her at
It's
all.
not like her at all. She likes home cooked everything.
Like my mom literally like popped the top of the can, like popped the bottom, let it out, and then you just cut it with the can slices.
with the ridges. I
I
know.
loved it. I was all more cranberry bitches.
It's kind of just it's like more solid jelly, right? Like
Yeah,
I
it's
love
like
jelly.
Cranberry jello.
Yeah. Yeah.
almost
Gross.
like
I
it.
still don't like it, but okay. So you got that one. Great. We're going to run through these because you're going to get them for sure.
What is your favorite like Thanksgiving dish? Like if you had one.
Pumpkin pie or macaroni and cheese?
Oh, it works. I mean, pumpkin pie that's Thanksgiving. Macaroni and cheese is kind of all the time though.
Yeah. I like turkey and gravy, honestly. I do. I hate everything Thanksgiving stands for. I hate that so many, like millions of turkeys die or like raised and die just for this stupid fucking holiday. I really dislike it. But if I can put all of that out of my mind, I don't mind the way turkey tastes. And I love a good gravy.
I love the gravy.
Yeah, like a good
Stuffing
gravy.
with gravy on it?
I don't
Oh
like
my
stuffing.
God.
I mean, I don't think I like stuffing. I think every year I'm like, do I? I definitely don't like it if it has anything sweet in it. But then I think I just don't like it. Oh, cornbread. I love cornbread. I like cornbread with honey.
Yum.
Thanksgiving in the South was a little bit different sometimes, though. Like it was definitely more,
Southern?
yeah,
That kind of makes sense.
macaroni and cheese, but it was black-eyed peas we had and okra. We always started with oysters, shucking oysters.
Yum, I love that shit.
Chris's, I never say his name on the podcast, but my ex's grandpa would come with like a bucket, and I couldn't really
you
do
get
it.
involved?
But yeah, like everybody would shuck their own oysters, and yeah.
Shucking oysters is hard if you don't do
Thanksgiving
it a
food
lot.
is kind of Southern food anyways, though. It was
It's
pretty
all food.
traditional Thanksgiving.
I mean, it's kind of across America, Thanksgiving. You know?
Yeah, I do know on New Year's Day in the South, though, you're supposed to have black-eyed peas, collard greens with pepper sauce, and one other thing. And it's like for the like sweet, the spicy, and the something of life for a new year. I always liked that tradition. This is a side dish that can be inside or outside.
Stuffing.
Yeah, damn. I'm never going to make it to clue 2. A bread that's golden and often slightly sweet.
Cornbread.
A dessert that's synonymous with Thanksgiving.
Pumpkin pie.
A nutty dessert that's sticky and sweet.
Pecan pie.
I love pecan pie.
My sister-in-law makes sticky buns.
Oh, I've had them.
They're so fucking good, right?
Yes, we were there
It's like this
on
caramel-
Christmas Day or something. She
Yeah.
made them.
They are
Yep.
so
They're good.
MF good.
Yes,
That was so
you
good.
can swear. A side dish
I
that's
feel like it's like a holiday. I have to be like appropriate.
oh, okay.
Anyways, you know what kind of sucked a little bit though? Is like they used to make the sticky buns. They used to put nuts all over them, but then
Oh, the
people
kids.
think I have nut allergies or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I was like, "Where's the nuts?" So someone's gonna die. I'm like, "Well, I don't care." So
Yeah, but
I'm
you
just
could
kidding.
maybe you could just bring a Ziploc baggie of your own nuts next time.
We can't release them in that house.
Oh, you can't even have nuts in the house. It's that serious?
I mean, there's peanut M&Ms there, which isn't a big problem. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say,
That's
like,
like-
what?
You know what's so funny is I've known like Fred for like ever. I mean, not forever, but for
20 years.
yeah, something like that, like 15 years. But we were out at the ranch one time when we were doing one of our famous camping trips, and we're like, "Oh, bring some lobster."
They're
You know,
famous now.
I've always been famous.
No, this is not where he was.
But no. This is a different story. But anyways, because okay, I'm gonna explain. Anyways, we had lobster out there, right?
Okay, yeah, sorry.
And
I didn't
his
mean to
little
interrupt.
lips got all puffy, you know.
Right.
And we were saying like he looks like Angelina Jolie, give him shit, you know. But he felt like a little allergic, you know. But that's shellfish allergies. A lot of allergies, you know. They every time you're exposed to them, they get worse and worse and worse.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But Fred grew up in his life like, you know, he's a Mexican guy. Like, there's not a lot of lobster or seafood happening for him, you know.
Well, not in Tucson.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, this developed when we were in Scotland. Is when it really like hit the thing, and we were already aware of this because it happened a few times.
So you knew
And
he had
there
a-
literally was the giant, like, it was a giant, like, seafood extravaganza of, like, shellfish, like, razor clams, all this shit. And Fred's like, well, I'm just going to eat the shrimp because that doesn't bother me. Well, don't fucking touch it. Anyways, this is like what's the dinner before you have a wedding? The pre-rehearsal?
Rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, everybody's like, where the fuck is Fred? And, like, there's people on walkie-talkies like, where the fuck is he? He, like, comes out of the forest, and he's like an angry drunk person. And I'm like, what's up, bro? And he's like, motherfucker, shit. Well, he had a reaction, you know?
it was not that he was an angry drunk person. It was
No, he was like, I saw him, I'm like, oh, shit, everybody's looking for me. Let's get you in there. And he's like, motherfuckers. And, like, he was acting different. And I was all, Mike, get over here. I was all, something's wrong with Fred, you know?
And it wasn't because of the drinking. It was because of the allergic reaction.
Yeah, he was like
Having a major
He
allergic
was very
reaction.
aggressive and like
Oh.
intense. And it's funny because like
Really?
Mike and I are like the only ones that calm down, especially Mike calmed down because someone says, we'll just give you a shot of Benadryl. He's like, I fucking hate needles. Like he went nuts, you know?
Wow.
So here we are in Scotland on the Isle of Bute, and we're trying to load this like 200-pound, like 6-foot tall Mexican. They've never seen anything like this before in their life. And he's like super aggressive. We're all, he's not even drunk. He just doesn't like shellfish. They're like, okay. It was so intense. Like when he's normal, he's
Fred is a
intense,
big
you know?
guy. Yeah, he is. He's intense, yeah. He's so nice and kind and gentle though, but he also could be
He's rowdy,
intense.
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
We got like a shuttle,
rowdy.
like when we got on the Isle to like go to our little casitas. And
This was like a really like for listeners. This was
a very $1 million wedding.
yeah, it's what Fred's friend who's like a billionaire.
Yeah. He's
Millionaire,
like
multi-millionaire,
400
whatever.
millionaire or
He's
something like that.
he has a lot of millions of dollars, and so this was his wedding, and Jenna and Michael and Mark and Fred all flew to Scotland for
Fred was his best man.
Right.
He caught a owl with the rings in it, like in its talons, you know? It was so fucking
ridiculous.
intense.
So crazy.
But
And
what was so funny is when we
how
first...
long ago was this? 10 years ago?
It was 2014.
Exactly 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
exactly.
I picked you up from the airport.
So we, yeah, exactly. We got back. Mm-hmm. And when we were driving to our little casitas, we were talking to the driver of the shuttle, and his name was John Glenn, you know? Mm-hmm. That's a famous astronaut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we're all...
You said it and looked at me like I should be like, whoa. I had no idea who you were talking
But it was
about.
so funny. Mike was all, how was the view? He's all, it was amazing. You know, he got the joke.
Oh,
From the
that's
moon, you know?
funny. Yeah.
But
got
anyways,
it.
he was like Mike leaned up to him because we're sitting up front and Fred was getting rowdy in the back. And like he showed up in like a duster to like this Scotland fucking castle, you know, in like a Western duster and a big ass cowboy hat.
Fred did.
And he's
That's
a very
not
large
surprising.
Mexican man.
He is.
And Mike leaned over to his driver. He's like, "Have you ever seen the Mexican movie?" He's like, "No, I think this is my first one in life." And he's like, "Why do you think we have walls on the border and shit?" Like joking.
Oh my God.
But it's funny. Like we're joking around. Well, they're all like this. Like this is what's so intense down there, you know. But it was so funny. Like a lot of these guys, it's the first Mexican they've ever seen, and it was Fred, which is the friendliest, sweetest guy in the world. But he's also large.
Yeah,
he's very
he's
fucking intense. You know, he gets rowdy.
Yeah, and he could be. Yeah, he's a big guy. You're right.
He's a teddy bear, but
You
it's
and
so
Michael
funny.
you and Michael are such assholes. It's unbelievable.
Well, dude, what's up with this guy?
You're just like really incredible assholes. I don't have another word for it.
It's just funny, yeah.
No, I know. I love you. What's a creamy, comforting side dish? That's a great story, by the way. We could do a whole episode. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to change the subject,
No,
but
it's fine.
I know that it's 9:20.
Oh my God, I'm on vacation. I don't give a shit.
I know. I'm usually asleep by now. I haven't even had dinner yet.
For the folks listening, I've been trying to go to bed by 9:00 for my life because I wake up very early. Oh my God, it's 9:00. It's Monday. Why don't you do this? Now she's sleepy business.
Yeah, now I'm tired. Well, because we don't see each other a lot during the week, and I wake up very early at 5:15 to walk the dogs in the morning, and I don't like nap or anything during the day. So by 8:30, not only am I kind of tired, but also there's not that much to do. Like how
I
many
honestly love
hours
it.
of TV could I watch, or how much work could I continue doing into the night? Like there's not that much to do. So I just assume like I'm getting old. I need sleep, you know? I don't want to I want to live a long time still. I want to live a lot longer.
You're missing on those late hours, you know?
I used to stay up till all hours. I really believed for the longest time when I was teaching that I operated best on 5 hours of sleep because that's the most I ever got was 5 hours of sleep when I was teaching. And I was like the most highest energy I've ever been in my life. But I think it's because I had to be. I was on my feet literally for 10 hours. There was not a moment, like, you know how you say at your work, like sometimes you're like, I didn't even have a moment to think, or you're constantly doing stuff and talking to people and whatnot. You know, I would eat my lunch walking through the hallway. Like I was lucky if I could pee one time in the day.
Yeah, it blows by very quickly.
It's so incredibly fast. It's so incredibly busy. I never ever sat down. And then I'd work out after teaching, go home, make dinner, do dinner, this. And then I had work to do. I had things to grade or lessons to plan. There was always something to do at night that I had to prepare for the next day. I was never asleep before 11. And I was up at 4.
Well, now you get the rest.
How the
babe.
fuck did we get to here?
I don't know. You just started rambling. I was listening.
Shut up.
You rudely interrupted me about a story, and then you said you were going to go somewhere else, and then now we're
such a
here.
Jerk. I'm sorry. Did I really?
Let's reset.
Okay, reset. What story were you telling that I interrupted?
I was telling the Scotland story.
No, you finished that.
I mean, I didn't finish.
Okay, would you like to finish? Is there anything
No,
else
it's all right. You were
wanna say?
going to lead into something else, I thought.
Well, just a creamy, comforting side dish.
A creamy, comforting side dish.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about mashed potatoes?
Man, you're good at this.
I mean, who doesn't like a mashed potato?
It's true. The next clue was often topped with gravy. Who wouldn't get that?
I mean, it could have been.
Made from a tuber that's boiled and whipped. What the fuck is a tuber? That's clue 3. Is tuber another word for potato? It says tuber, Tuber.
Yeah, it probably is.
Okay. A sauce that ties everything together.
The gravy.
Yep. Made from pan drippings. I'm just reading you the other clues now.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. Is the gravy. Some people, the pan drippings, you have the dark gravy, you know?
Mm-mm.
You add
Oh, yeah,
flour,
I
you
guess.
get the lighter gravy, you know?
Okay, yeah, uh-huh.
I don't know. I'm in between. I like the heavier gravy.
I like a light gravy. I like a lighter colored gravy, which means it's thicker and creamier.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm down with the darker gravy. I've been experimenting with that. I like just the pan dripping gravy, you know, just a little cornstarch.
I like your mushroom gravy. So good. So good. Well, that's really, I mean, I have like several other, stuffing or bluffing ones. Oh, a luxurious stuffing incorporating lobster meat, brioche bread, leeks, and tarragon.
Is that real?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yum. That sounds good, right?
It's got to be.
It's called
real.
lobster stuffing.
That's the same as oyster.
Yeah. I'm just going to tell you something. Like, okay, what about...
It looks like you're reading Hannibal Lecter's like fucking cookbook, you know?
A vegan-friendly stuffing using tofu cubes, soy sauce, mushrooms, and scallions mixed with a little bit of rice.
No thanks.
It's real.
No thanks.
A southwestern-style stuffing with cornbread, spicy chorizo sausage, jalapenos, and cilantro. Yum!
Is that real?
That's a stuffing. And that's a stuffing I would eat. That I would eat. Yum!
It might be good. I don't know. Like, who knows? I mean, I love cilantro.
Cornbread, spicy sausage, jalapenos, and cilantro. That sounds amazing. I'm going to make that.
You should bake that and make it with the white chicken chili. What the fuck?
God, yum. It's kind of just like
Just so
sausage.
I want to tell all the listeners right now, Margot has a recipe.
I posted it on Patreon.
Okay, so
Betsy made it.
anyways, it's the best. It's the best.
It's a white chicken chili.
Chicken anything
I
I've
cut
ever
you
had.
off. Yeah, it is pretty good. And it's unfuck-upable. You can't fuck this recipe up. Like, you really can't. You could cook it, I have like a certain order that I cook things in, and then you add this and this. But like, you could do it out of order. You could forget something. It really can't be bad. But I feel like this, you're right. And then if I made cornbread, but it just basically has chorizo, jalapenos, and cilantro in it. Yum. I'm going to look it up. We're going to think about it.
It's like the chorizo that could be like a thing. You know? Well, there's good chorizo and bad chorizo.
I mean, it's all made from pig, which I don't love.
I know, but like a lot of chorizo is like a bunch of fat, and like you cook it and you get like a bunch of grease out of it.
You want to know a stuffing? I'm going to tell you one. A hearty stuffing made with soft pretzel pieces, beer, cheddar cheese, and mustard. Is that real or made up?
I mean, it sounds made up.
It is made up, but I think that sounds amazing.
I think it would be disgusting.
That's actually now my new favorite stuffing.
I mean,
Beer and pretzel stuffing.
Couldn't you just have beer, pretzels, bites, and dip them in cheese?
God, I wish we were having that for dinner.
Unfortunately, we're going to have delicious Italian food.
Okay, I guess we're done. I had Family Feud, but I think that's a little bit hard.
It's so funny that both you and your sister, because of the way you grew up with like the naturally like cooked foods, like no bullshit. You guys
Like
are
homemade meals every night.
I'm
you
all.
mean?
Would you like a slow roasted this or whatever, spatch chicken, anything? You're all. I'm all. Or I could just get nachos from Taco Bell. You're all. You're all. I'm all. What about if I put Skittles on top? You're all. Yum.
Stop it. Yes,
Oh, you
we
guys
didn't
got
have
sweet tooth.
we didn't have a lot of junk food as kids, so we both have kind of like a super sweet tooth and just like a junk food tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't. You know what? We were. I mean, I will say that's something that is kind of like a luxury that a lot of people don't have for one reason or another. But
What,
like
like Cheetos?
no, we had home cooked meals every single night for dinner. My mom packed my lunch my entire life until I graduated high school. Like I never, and at the time I was pissed. I was like, I want cheesy fries from the fucking cafeteria. But no, I have like a turkey and cheese on wheat bread with apple slices in my lunch.
And you wanted that like really bad pizza?
Right.
With the nacho sauce all over it.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like looking back, like, wow, what an asshole. I was so lucky. My mom and dad my dad still is great cooks, and my mom, and they cared about our health and made sure that we had like, plain Cheerios if we wanted cereal for breakfast. It wasn't like there was no Lucky Charms at my house. That's for sure.
Well, there was sometimes at my house when we got them, and my brother Kevin would eat. He would like,
Oh yeah.
he would like get up in the morning and like dump the box out,
And pick all the
He'd just eat a bowl of marshmallows, you know?
God,
and I'm all, what
so
the?
good.
I'm all, this says Lucky Charms, but it's just Cheerios, you know?
They have a little frosting on them.
Yeah,
you don't
a little-
even like that sweet of a stuff.
To tell you the truth, I was like, I ate them a few times because only when I got them, you know?
Yeah, you're not a super sweet tooth, except for when you are.
The youngest of three brothers, like, you're kind of fighting for, like, what's left over of the carcass,
That's
you know?
right. Yeah, you and Michael are both the youngest. There's something there.
That's why we connect, because it's like, dude, there's like two older males that are always competing. Like, you're the last one, you know?
I always wanted a brother.
You should have two older ones.
I would have loved that. That would have been great.
I'd be fighting for you and everything.
Yeah.
It's different when you're a man, though, because they're just like, all right, you motherfucker.
Well,
We did get
I
that.
also do think it's nice
love
to
each
have
other.
a sister. Yeah, but that's also true. Like, I like having a sister as well. Anyway, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, I mean, wrap
I
it
feel like
up.
we could talk forever. I
No
mean, we
shit.
do.
What's a red sauce with Italian seasonings that you may place over a pasta?
My mom's red sauce.
Marinara. Maybe you should phone a friend.
My favorite is vodka sauce. I like a spicy vodka sauce.
I like the creamy red, like.
That's what vodka sauce is, creamy red.
I know, but I've never been able to recreate it. Like,
Oh my God, I make it so good. You know what I've still never made for you that I make amazing? And it's the one dish that I made in Greece all the time. And like, there was not like the kitchen that we had in Greece was like,
was it like
it was like a 2-burner little thing.
full
and
roasted lamb?
No, that I would always make in Greece for like
Pizza fries?
Manos and his family who didn't eat they ate Greek food all the time.
You just give them pizza fries? and
No,
shit?
I taught Manos' dad how to make cinnamon rolls, like Mrs. Powell's cinnamon, like
the
good,
roll?
like the cinnamon buns, but like instead of having the
But you made it all like by scratch?
oh yeah, the whole thing by
You didn't
scratch.
pop the can?
No, never. No, I have such a good Cinnabon imposter recipe is what it is, and they're so fucking good. And I taught him
That's
how to
weird,
make
I
those
haven't had 'em.
because that was like they'd never seen them before. And then spaghetti carbonara,
Yum.
which is a really simple and extremely difficult meal to make because you know what it is, spaghetti carbonara.
Well,
It's
like
a
with
creamy
the-
pasta, and there's usually like guanciale or prosciutto in it, so some type of like pig bacony type meat. But you make the pasta, and there's like I can't even remember what's on it. Maybe olive oil, a little butter, parm. But you crack an egg over the pasta when it's done. When you take the pasta out, you drain it. It's totally
Hot as
steaming,
hell.
hot. And you crack an egg in it, but you have to do it at the exact right time and turn it, like toss it just enough so that the egg doesn't turn into scrambled eggs. It doesn't cook too much, but you just get this creamy coating over the pasta and the butter and the Parmesan. And it's like, and then you sprinkle in the ham.
It's delicious.
It's so good. I haven't made it probably since I was in Greece, but
I know I've been waiting.
you have to have like the right timing for it. It's so good if you get it right though. And with that, maybe we should sign off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you for listening to this chaotic and
Informative.
informative. I thought you were going to say informal. I was like, we're always informal around here. Informative and chaotic and lovely Thanksgiving edition. Thank you, Mark, for doing this with me.
You're welcome. I'm always here.
And guys, I hope you are having a wonderful Monday and Thanksgiving week. And leave me a voicemail message and tell me what you're doing for Thanksgiving, or send me an email. Our voicemail is 520-302-5253. You can email us at deathxsouthwest@gmail.com. Leave a message on the website. Leave us a review.
And also, what I'd like to hear is if anybody has any weird traditional dishes that they make for
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
that's a
you know?
great idea. Yes, I would love that. We should do like a giant Death by Southwest recipe swap. You know, everything I want to do with this podcast has nothing to do with true crime usually. Let's do a recipe swap.
I'd also like to know the numbers that just the canned Ocean Spray, like cranberry sauce.
okay.
I want to know the numbers out there. You know?
Okay, so the two questions
It
that
makes
we're
me
going to
not
leave
feel
you
alone,
with
you know?
are who loves just the canned cranberry sauce, and what are your weird or even just like delicious maybe?
Yeah, just your home cooked.
Like what's your Thanksgiving dish?
Like maybe your stuffing has Oreos in it. We don't know.
If it does, I want to come over. Okay, guys, happy Thanksgiving. I will, part 2 of Mark Kilroy will be out tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.